Why did you do it?
Why not?
Why not? Can I ask you a question? Yeah, do you think you have pretty feet? Do you think you have pretty feet?
What do you mean?
Your feet, do you think they're pretty?
Yeah.
You do? Why?
Continue on West Page Avenue for 3 miles.
Because they're my feet?
I'm a model scout. I do foot photography,
Oh.
and I'm making a YouTube video about how I scout for models. How do you maintain your feet? You go to nail salons or anything?
I do pedicure once in a while.
Pedicures?
Yeah.
Okay. Yourself, or do you go to a nail salon?
For what? What do you mean?
Do you do it yourself, or do you go
I
to?
go to nail salon.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel when I asked you questions about your feet?
No one have ever asked me that.
No one ever asked you?
So, I don't know.
You don't know how you felt about it?
I don't know.
Okay. You mind if I take some photos of your feet when you drop me off? Can I take a few photos?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. My God. You can park in back of that that pickup truck, that white truck, where that cone is. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Can you put your feet over here?
On this?
Yeah. If you can. Again, how did you feel when I asked you about your feet?
It's a little bit weird because no one has asked it before.
It's just something new.
Yeah.
Why did you do it?
Why not?
Why not? That's a good attitude. I like that attitude. All right, well, thank you for letting me take pictures.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Reducing vulnerability. What is reducing vulnerability? Reducing vulnerability is to decrease susceptibility to negative thoughts, emotions, and events that prevent pleasant thoughts, emotions, and events from happening in the future. So let's say you experience a negative event like rejection, and therefore develop negative thoughts, emotions, or a negative frame of reference linked to the rejection. Well, pursuant to the law of inertia, if you don't develop new thoughts, emotions, and a new frame of reference that is positive and opposed to the negative frame of reference, your negative frame of reference concerning the past event will linger in your mind until you create a new positive event or frame of reference to vanquish the negative thoughts and emotions related to the past event. Why is reducing vulnerability important? It is important to open yourself to more opportunities to experience pleasant thoughts, emotions, and events. So essentially, this is invoking the law of attraction, which is the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. Therefore, if you think positive, emote positive, and experience positive events, more positive thoughts, positive emotions, and positive events will materialize and actualize. Reducing vulnerability is done by identifying and acting opposite to those negative thoughts, negative emotions, and negative events that have occurred in the past. This will make you less vulnerable to present negative thoughts, negative emotions, and negative events. Also, you can accumulate positive thoughts, emotions, and events. Essentially, the more time you spend focusing your attention on positive thoughts, positive emotions, and positive events, the less time you spend focusing on negative thoughts, negative emotions, and negative events. Build mastery. So building mastery is done by planning to do at least one thing each day to build a sense of accomplishment. Plan for success, not failure. Do something difficult, but possible. Gradually increase the difficulty over time. If the first task is too difficult, do something a little easier next time and look for a challenge. If the task is too easy, try something a little harder next time. In Wallace D. Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich, he says, do all the work you can do every day and do each work in a perfectly successful manner. Put the power of success and the purpose to get rich into everything that you do. I'll go more into detail about building mastery in an upcoming video. Cope ahead. There's a specific strategy and an exercise you can use to be able to train your mind to be able to cope ahead of time with difficult situations, making you immune to negative thoughts and emotions. This too I'll go into more detail in an upcoming video. Taking care of your mind by taking care of your body. This is essentially eating less, drinking more water, keeping your mind sharp by reading and educating yourself, and exercising your muscles through physical activity. All these actions give you the ability to accumulate more positive thought, positive emotions, and positive events. What is the constructive result of reducing vulnerability? To increase resilience in your ability to cope with difficult thoughts, emotions, and events. To experience more positive thoughts, emotions, and events. To summarize, reducing vulnerability is decreasing susceptibility to negative emotions that prevent pleasant thoughts, emotions, and events from happening. By reducing vulnerability to negative emotions, you open yourself to more opportunities to experience pleasant thoughts, pleasant emotions, and events. By reducing vulnerability to negative emotions, you open yourself to more opportunities to experience pleasant thought, emotions, and events. Reducing vulnerability is done by identifying and acting opposite to negative thought, emotions, and events, accumulating and experiencing positive thoughts, emotions, and events, building mastery in doing so, coping ahead, and taking care of your mind by taking care of your body. When you reduce your vulnerability to negative emotions, you increase your resilience and your ability to cope with difficult thoughts, emotions, and events, as well as experience more positive thoughts, emotions, and events. This is Chapter 5 of the Scouting Session YouTube video series. I hope you got something constructive out of it. And if you did, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.